as we grapple with COVID-19, we can't shy away from the country's growing gender-based violence issues. With this in mind, the Solidarity Fund has increased its budget in response to the higher demands. I'm now joined by Wendy Tlou, Executive Head of Humanitarian Support and Behavioral Change Pillars at the Solidarity Fund. Very good morning to you, Wendy. Thank you for your time. This is wonderful news. So how do community-based organizations apply and who is eligible?
Community-based organizations that are in the gender-based violence sector are eligible as long as they are playing in the entire ecosystem or playing in any part of the ecosystem in the gender-based violence sector. That means that they could be participating in prevention, they could be participating in response, or in programs that allow for access to the justice system. They can actually apply by going to our website, solidarityfund.co.za, and in the gender-based violence section, they can download the form, they can fill it in, scan it back to us, or they can actually apply online on the form at the website. They can also apply on our WhatsApp line, which is 060-053-5502. So that's the way that they are able to access the application form.
Right, so having more funding, in order to aid GBV is a really great thing. How much is available and how many organizations do you think you'll be able to assist?
In the first call, we've got 2 calls that are actually open. We opened one yesterday as well, but in the one that is particularly aimed at community-based organizations, we have funding between 50,000 Rand and 250,000 Rand. And we've allocated about 53 million Rand of the 75 million Rand bucket that's available for this funding towards community-based organizations. And we anticipate that we'll be able to fund around 360 organizations. And obviously, we hope that the impact that will be felt by the beneficiaries who actually access those organizations will be much more.
All right, so once you've received these proposals and these applications, how are they then assessed? How do you decide who receives the funding?
There's actually a 2-step process to that. We first assess them according to a screening and vetting process that we have, just to ensure that they actually meet the basic criteria that we've set. And that criteria includes issues like, that the organization should have been in operation for at least 12 months, that they should have the ability to demonstrate impact, and that obviously they should have geographic reach and should be in areas that are in most need of this kind of assistance. And then also we will have a selection and evaluation panel, which is the second part of the process. And that selection and evaluation panel will then take those shortlisted candidates or organizations, and they will be the ones that will deliberate and eventually decide which of those organizations will then get that funding. And we hope that by the time we go to the festive holidays, we would have shortlisted the organizations that will be eligible for the funding.
All right. I do know that there is a deadline for the applications. What is this deadline and how long will applicants have to wait in order to find out whether they've received the funding?
So the deadline is the 18th of November at 5 p.m. And we anticipate that we'll be able to shortlist by the time we go on holiday, which is by mid-December. But we have stated that in our application forms that we will definitely get back to all organizations, whether those that make it or not, at least within 2 months after the closing date of the 18th of November.
All right. Thank you very much, Wendy. We'll leave it there. That was Wendy Tlou from the Solidarity Fund.